Blade Ndzimande, welcome to another fire episode of the Mobile School Podcast. Remember, simple this thing. Don't like, don't subscribe, don't share with your friends. I don't want to go viral, guys. I'm humble. I just want to stay the way I am. So this week, I just want to talk about old people in position of power, talking about a future they're not going to be there for. So you look at Blade Ndzimande. The whole podcast today is just to shit on Blade Ndzimande. Blade Ndzimande has been Minister of Higher Education and Tertiary Institutions for the past 10 years. He's done absolutely nothing at all. It's one thing to do things that you are not successful in. It's just a completely different scenario when you do nothing. I don't even see him anymore until he's given up on even giving speeches about fourth industrial revolution. And when they ask him what is it about, he's like, cell phones. I'm like, wait, what? You're an adult, man. Read some bits. Get adult young people into positions of power. But all of this is our fault as young people. And I'm not even that young. But when 22-year-olds are not voting, when 25-year-olds are saying it's useless to vote, the ANC will keep winning because old people keep voting for the ANC. The ANC is full of old people who don't know what they're doing, and it's time for all of them to go. I'm not saying vote for any other party. I'm not here to push for a party, for a political party, but I'm just saying if we want our education to change, if we want our lives to change, if we want the lives and future of our kids to be secured, we need to get rid of old people. Like now. Do it tomorrow if you have to, but it has to happen. I don't understand why the Minister of Education, of Higher Education, keeps messing up. And then it's one thing to talk about, these are the effects of apartheid. 100%. Apartheid will never be excluded from some of these problems. But the fact that it's almost 30 years where we haven't figured it out, there's countries that have figured it out in less than 10 years that went through a lot of shit. Japan is an example. Singapore is an example. There's a lot of countries that have had to deal with coming from no education to, what type of education do we implement? Which one should we try first? Okay, this failed. Let's try something else. But in South Africa, it seems like nobody cares. Now, kids are going back to school. For 2 years, they were studying via WhatsApp. So this means the past 2 years, every kid was made to pass because it was going to be unfair to say you failed because your parents don't have access to WhatsApp. Don't even get me started on the fact that I've been talking about this for the past 10 years. Okay, let me not over-exaggerate. 9.5. I said what I said. So the point of this video today is to say we need to get rid of old people when it comes to education in South Africa and focus on getting young people who travel. Blade Ndzimande doesn't even travel. Does he even book himself a flight? Like, he doesn't do anything that has to do with technology. He sends WhatsApp the whole day. He doesn't do anything. He knows nothing about technology. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So it's our fault, and we need to change that. We need to change our mindset. Voting for political parties doesn't have to do with your favorites. It has to do with policy. What is it that they are going to do that will help you? Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're an academic, are they going to give you free education if you come from a poor background? Are they going to make sure that you don't spend like 12 years in high school and primary school, spend another 5 years studying sociology, and then you're staring at robots with a board saying you have a master's? Nobody cares about Karl Marx. Nobody cares. That's another thing we need to change. As Black people in South Africa, we need to start focusing on degrees that are for future jobs. We need to get into engineering. Yes, it's difficult when you come from schools that don't even have computers. But to study philosophy, 4 years philosophy, fuck out of here. Remember, this is not a podcast. I'm not a podcaster. I'm an independent TED Talk. Abash.